How much of your home is filled with things you no longer use, but still can't bring yourself to let go of? If you're over 60, you're not alone. Many of us hold on to items not because we need them, but because of the memories, the what-ifs, or the guilt of letting them go. But here's the truth. All that clutter doesn't just take up space. It quietly weighs on your mind. Today, I'm sharing one small change I made in my home that helped me breathe easier, think more clearly, and feel a surprising sense of control. You don't need to overhaul your house. You just need to start one drawer, one shelf, one gentle decision at a time. And by the end of this video, you might feel a little lighter too. If you've ever looked around your home and felt overwhelmed, anxious, or even a little ashamed, you're not alone. This isn't just clutter, it's years of memories, milestones, and moments we thought we needed to keep. For many of us over 60, we're not just organizing, we're sorting through a lifetime. And that comes with emotion, guilt over letting go, fear of needing something later, or simply not knowing where to begin. But here's the truth. Holding on to everything can silently weigh us down. That heaviness you feel isn't just physical, it's emotional. And today, I want to help lift a bit of that weight. One small, manageable step at a time. Because it's not about throwing things away, it's about making space for the life you're living now. Today, I'm focusing on one small but familiar space, the hallway closet. It might look like just a place for coats, but for many of us, it's a storage unit for maybe I'll need this someday. Old shoes, forgotten gifts, paperwork, jackets that no longer fit. Sound familiar? It's the kind of space that quietly collects what we no longer use, but aren't quite ready to release. And that silent buildup, it adds stress we don't even realize we're carrying. But here's the good news. You don't have to clear out your whole house to feel a shift. Just one focused corner can bring clarity and calm. By the end of this video, you'll see how a simple reset can change the energy of a space and maybe give you the spark to start your own journey, one shelf or one hanger at a time. Step 1. The emotional hook. What if the clutter isn't just stuff? What if the clutter in your home is also cluttering your peace of mind? It's a question that might sound simple until you really stop and think about it. Because clutter isn't just mess. It's decisions waiting to be made. It's memories you haven't fully processed. It's guilt, hesitation, and emotional weight hiding in plain sight. And if you're over 60, that weight can feel even heavier. You see, we've spent decades gathering things from people we loved, jobs we had, holidays we once looked forward to. But somewhere along the way, those things stopped serving us and started surrounding us, slowly, quietly, until one day we looked around and felt trapped by it all. Not because we're lazy, not because we're disorganized, but because every item feels like a choice. And sometimes, that choice feels too big to make. Maybe it's that old coat you haven't worn in years, but it reminds you of your spouse, or the drawer full of instruction manuals for appliances you no longer even own, or a stack of greeting cards you've kept because throwing them away feels wrong. It adds up. The emotional toll of clutter is real. It can make your home feel heavier, your energy more drained, and your days just a little harder to start. But here's the part we often forget. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't need to declutter your entire home this weekend. You don't even need to part with anything you're not ready to let go of. What you need is a starting point, a small, meaningful win, one step that reminds you you are still in control of your space, your peace, and your story. That's what today is about. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through one simple decluttering moment that helped me feel lighter, inside and out. It wasn't a massive project. It didn't involve dozens of garbage bags or hours of sorting. It was just one small decision in one forgotten corner of my home. And it changed more than the way my hallway closet looked. It changed how I felt walking past it. It gave me back a little calm, a little clarity, a little more breathing room. And I believe it can do the same for you. If you've been waiting for the motivation, the perfect time, or the right mindset to begin, this is it. Not because everything will be perfect afterward, but because small shifts matter. And when you're over 60, the way you feel in your home matters more than ever. You deserve to live in a space that supports your peace. You deserve a home that makes you feel lighter, not burdened. You deserve moments of stillness, not stress, especially in your own hallway. So, if any part of this feels familiar, stick with me, because this isn't just about organizing. It's about letting go of what no longer serves you and making space for what truly does. Let's begin. Step 2. The hidden weight of stuff. It's not just clutter. It's life. At a certain age, we carry more than just physical things. We carry stories. We carry memories. We carry decades of just-in-case items that quietly build up around us, layer by layer. Maybe it starts with a few boxes in the attic, a drawer in the kitchen that used to close easily, but doesn't anymore, or a closet that once held only coats, but now holds the past. The truth is, when we're younger, we collect things without much thought. A new appliance, an outfit for a special occasion, a souvenir from a trip. But over time, those things become reminders of chapters we've lived. Some joyful, some difficult, some we've moved past, but haven't fully let go of. And then we look around one day and feel it, not just see it, but feel the weight of it all. Not just in our backs or knees when we try to reach for something, but in our hearts, in our minds, in that subtle anxiety that comes when we open a door and see a space that no longer feels peaceful. You are not lazy. You are not messy. You're just surrounded by a lifetime. And that can feel incredibly heavy, because every object holds emotion. That casserole dish you haven't used in years, but it belonged to your mother. Those photo albums you haven't looked at, but can't bring yourself to store away. Even the stack of mail on the kitchen counter, each unopened envelope, a small decision waiting for your energy. And sometimes, we just don't have it. Decluttering isn't hard because we're disorganized. It's hard because we're human. Because we remember who gave us that sweater. Because we feel guilty throwing away the perfectly good vase we haven't touched in a decade. Because we think, what if I need this one day? Even if that day hasn't come in 20 years. This is normal. Let me repeat that. This is normal. It's what happens when we live a full life. We accumulate not just things, but meaning. And letting go of those things can feel like letting go of the people, places, and versions of ourselves attached to them. But here's something you may need to hear. Letting go of an object doesn't mean letting go of a person. Letting go of clutter doesn't mean letting go of memories. And releasing a few items from your home does not erase the value of your past. It simply makes room for your present. Your space should work for who you are today, not who you were 10, 20, or 40 years ago. And holding on to everything just in case can end up holding you back in ways you don't even realize until you finally take that first step. Sometimes that step is small, clearing one drawer, donating one coat, or just sitting in a space and asking, what do I really need here now? And when you do, something powerful happens. You don't just find more room in your closet. You find more room to breathe, to think, to live. This isn't about minimalism. It's about meaning. And it's about gently letting go of what no longer serves your daily life, so you can feel lighter, freer, and more at peace in the home you've worked hard to build. So if you've been judging yourself, please stop. You're not behind. You're not failing. You've just reached a season of life where peace matters more than piles, where clarity matters more than clutter, and where what you keep should support your future, not just preserve your past. That's what this journey is about, and you're not doing it alone. Step 3. Ask the right questions. Before you place anything in the keep pile, ask yourself, would I buy this again today? Have I used this in the past year? Does this still serve a purpose, or is it here out of habit? You'll be surprised by how powerful those questions are. That coat I thought I needed just in case. I hadn't worn it since I stopped commuting 10 years ago, and honestly, it didn't even fit comfortably anymore. The truth is, a lot of the things we keep aren't kept out of usefulness, but out of emotion, fear of regret, guilt, attachment to who we were years ago. But when you begin asking thoughtful questions, something shifts. You start to realize your space can reflect who you are today, not who you used to be. And don't worry, this isn't about being ruthless. It's about being honest. If something no longer serves you, it doesn't mean it never mattered. It just means it had its time. And now, it's time for something else to take its place. Peace, space, and simplicity. Coming up, I'll show you the one item I couldn't believe I was still holding on to. It was buried deep in the back corner of the closet, under a stack of old linens. Something so outdated, so irrelevant to my current life, and yet, I had kept it for years without questioning it. It reminded me just how easy it is to keep things out of habit instead of intention. That discovery, and the decision to let it go, felt like more than just clearing space. It felt like reclaiming a little piece of myself. You don't need to declutter everything to feel the benefits. You just need one win. One focused area where you make mindful choices. One corner of your home that shifts from overwhelming to peaceful. Today, that victory is the hallway closet. Tomorrow, it might be a kitchen drawer. And one day soon, your entire space might start to feel like it truly reflects the calm, clear, purposeful life you deserve. So take a breath. Be proud. You're doing something important, more than tidying. You're making room for a lighter, more intentional future. And if this part felt good, keep going. I'm right here with you. Step 4. The letting go moment. More than just a planner. As I was sorting through the hallway closet, I came across something unexpected. Tucked between an old scarf and a stack of greeting cards was a slim leather-bound planner. I opened it. It was from 2003, 22 years ago. The pages were filled with handwritten appointments, reminders, grocery lists, phone numbers. Some names I recognized immediately. Others made me pause. Who was that again? There were lunch dates, doctor visits, birthdays, errands. All things that, at the time, felt so important. Urgent, even. And yet, here I was, flipping through it like a stranger reading someone else's life. I hadn't looked at it in years. I didn't even remember keeping it. But I had. Quietly. Carefully, tucked away like something sacred. And the question hit me. Why? Why had I kept this? Was I holding on to the memory of that year? The person I was back then? Was it nostalgia? Sentimentality? Or just habit? Whatever the reason, it had stayed with me through multiple moves. It had taken up space in my home and, in a small way, in my mind, without me even realizing it. Letting it go wasn't easy. I ran my fingers over the pages one last time. I thought about the person I was when I wrote those notes, the things I was worried about back then, the goals I had, the people I called, the version of me that lived in those pages. But then I asked myself, do I need to keep the planner to keep the memory? The answer was no. Letting it go felt strange, like saying goodbye to an old friend, but also freeing. It reminded me that I don't have to hold on to every piece of my past to honor it. Some things are meant to be lived, cherished, and then released. And that's when it hit me. Decluttering isn't about throwing things away. It's not about becoming a minimalist or having empty shelves. It's about making room. Room for who I am now. Room for peace. Room for ease and simplicity. Room to sit in a space and not feel like the past is pressing in from every corner. We hold on to so much, especially as we age. Not just objects, but expectations, identities, grief, unfinished plans. And all of it lives quietly in the background of our homes. Until we give ourselves permission to let go. That old planner was just paper, but the space it took up, physically and emotionally, was more than I realized. And as I placed it in the recycling pile, I didn't feel regret. I felt lightness, relief, as if I'd just taken a deep breath I didn't know I needed. Letting go isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's as simple as choosing to release something you've outgrown. Sometimes it's choosing to honor a memory without needing a physical object to prove it happened. You don't have to toss everything. You don't have to explain every decision. But you can choose what stays and what doesn't. And in doing that, You create space not just in your home, but in your heart. So if you're standing in front of a drawer, a closet, or a box of old papers wondering, why do I still have this? Take a breath. Ask yourself, am I keeping this out of love or out of habit? Is this part of the life I'm living now, or just a life I've already lived? And if the answer is no, it's okay to let it go. Because decluttering isn't about losing part of yourself. It's about finding space to fully be yourself right now. In this moment, in this season of life. That's a gift worth making room for. Step 5. The reveal. More than just a closet. It might look like just a closet to someone else. Just a few empty hangers. A couple of neatly folded scarves. A shelf that finally breathes. But to me, it feels like control. It feels like clarity. It feels like home. Because that one small space, once overflowing with forgotten items, emotional clutter, and silent stress, now feels intentional, calmer, lighter. I didn't renovate the house. I didn't buy new furniture. I didn't even spend that much time. But the shift I feel, it's real. Every time I walk past that closet now, I don't feel the tension I used to feel. I don't avoid opening it. I don't brace myself for the pile of stuff ready to tumble out. I simply open it, take what I need, and close it again with ease. And that ease carries into the rest of my day. That's what I want to leave you with. The reminder that a simple change in your environment can have a profound impact on how you feel in your own skin. You don't have to wait for spring cleaning. You don't need to do everything at once. You just need to start small and trust that small wins still matter. Because when your home starts to reflect peace, your mind begins to do the same. This isn't about perfection. It's not about getting rid of everything. It's about making space for what truly matters, your comfort, your calm, and your life right now. So the next time you're feeling overwhelmed, remember, peace doesn't come from having nothing. It comes from having just enough and knowing that everything in your space has a purpose. You deserve that kind of home, and it starts with one drawer, one shelf, or even one old planner. You've got this. I held on to my late husband's winter scarf for 10 years. I never wore it. It didn't match anything I owned. And truthfully, it just sat in the back of the closet. But every time I thought about letting it go, it felt like losing him all over again. The fabric held memories. His scent. A moment in time I wasn't ready to say goodbye to. But with time, I've learned something important. Releasing an item doesn't mean releasing the love or the memories. Those stay with you. They live in your heart, not in a drawer. Letting go of the scarf didn't erase him. It just made space for me to breathe a little easier. And sometimes, that's what healing looks like. Not forgetting, but choosing peace over pain. Here's the transformation. It's still my closet, same shelves, same space. But now, it feels like a breath of fresh air. What used to overwhelm me every time I opened the door now gives me a sense of calm. It's not about making it perfect. It's about making it yours again. And the best part? I didn't feel drained or defeated. I felt lighter. Like I'd taken a weight off my shoulders I didn't even realize I was carrying. That small act of letting go gave me something back. Energy, clarity, and a quiet kind of peace I hadn't felt in a while. And if I can feel that from one closet, imagine what's possible for you. What's one space in your home you've been avoiding? A drawer, a closet, maybe even just a corner? Let me know in the comments. I may choose it for a future video. And if this helped you feel even a little lighter or more in control, give this video a like and subscribe to Simplify After 60. Every week, I share gentle, powerful steps to help you create a home and a life that supports who you are today. You're not alone on this journey, and I'm so glad you're here.